This episode of Creepy Kingdom has been brought to you by League of Shadows. This is an Etsy shop that specializes in paranormal and creepy-inspired jewelry, including a Haunted Mansion Parasol Girl necklace. Just go to etsy.com/shop/League of Shadows. That's etsy.com/shop/League of Shadows.
Spellcaster Media presents.
Greetings and welcome to the Creepy Kingdom podcast, a podcast all about the creepiness of theme parks, films, and beyond. I am your host, Mr. James H. Carter II. And it is now time for my favorite time of year. That's right, Creepy Days are upon us. What are Creepy Days? It's special episodes where we review the best Halloween attractions in Southern California, Orlando, and beyond. You know, to check out videos, photos, show notes, and links to all of our social media and everything we talk about in this episode, just go to creepykingdom.com. And Creepy Days 2017 is brought to you by the Creepy Kingdom Patreon page. If you would like to help support Creepy Kingdom and have access to exclusive bonus footage and much more, go to patreon.com/creepykingdom. Coming up in this episode, we take a look at all of the Halloween offerings happening this very year at the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California, including all the brand new Halloween fun can be found at Disney California Adventure, and a review of this year's Mickey's Halloween Party. Well, let's let this creepy day begin. Hey, I'm here with Melissa Camacho. Hello.
Hey, what's up, James?
No, nothing much. Just hanging out here, doing some podcasting. You know, it's what we do, and you're doing it right now with me. So,
Yep.
I'd like to welcome Melissa. She's a new Creepy Kingdom contributor. So, welcome to the show and contributing and all that stuff.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me in mind.
Well, you know. I couldn't think of anyone else but you. I don't know what that means. Anyways, welcome to the show. And, yeah, so before we kind of get into what we came here to talk about today, well, you could tell the listeners, you know, a little bit about yourself, you know, and, you know, what you do and all that fun stuff. Put you on the spot there. You're like, what do I do?
I'm just a nerd who does stuff here and there. I cosplay mainly and take photos, go to Disneyland, go to cons, dress up as characters, basically just nerd out everywhere. At cons, at Disneyland, theme parks. Yep, that's basically what I do.
Well, it seems like you might fit in here a little bit. Now, I had nothing to do with this. I was just an innocent bystander, but you were actually the contest winner at the Foolish Mortals premiere at the costume contest. Now, did you have to bribe the judges in order to get this win?
Honestly, I was hoping you wouldn't judge be the judge in the contest because, I have a picture of you on my Instagram before that, and I don't want people thinking the wrong thing. But I do have a picture with Rose, and she was a judge. But I don't think that. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I know if Rose is really fair.
I don't know. Well, I don't think that many people were super concerned about winning that contest. Although there were a few people that were visibly upset. I did notice. So you could take that victory. Well, but
okay.
But I had nothing to do. I was just the host of the evening, and but you won. And you were the face of our social media, our meaning Foolish Mortals social media for August. Mm-hmm. So. I was like, well, if she could do that, she could be on the podcast. So
if I could make a nice costume and take nice pictures, I could be part of the podcast.
Makes sense, right?
Logic.
Right, makes good sense. Anyways. All right, but we're here to talk about the Halloween fun stuff at Disneyland this year. Mm-hmm. Most particularly this year's Mickey's Halloween party. I attended last year, and I don't think we actually even did an episode about it, funny enough. But so I guess it's our first one because we did one about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in Walt Disney World, but we haven't really covered this one. I don't know why, but we're doing it now. So
we're doing it now. Well, you went to the one this year, right, at Orlando?
No, actually, I didn't.
No, you didn't? Oh.
And one of the reasons that I didn't was because I was informed that it was the same exact thing as the year before.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of one of those, like, well, because it's a hard ticket event. And on top of the fact, they don't change the shows or the events, but it seems that they don't really need to because they keep selling out.
No. It's the same at Disneyland, too.
Yeah, I know. The Disneyland shows sell out. I keep calling it shows, but whatever. Parties sell out, like, really early. Like, it's nuts.
Oh, yeah. I bought my ticket maybe the week of they announced it because I know it sells out really quickly.
And maybe we'll get into that, what the appeal is. I mean, maybe just people really love the opportunity to, dress up in the parks because we're not really allowed to as adults anymore. I don't know. But regardless, before we get to that, Disneyland really decided to give some love to DCA this Halloween season.
Oh, yeah.
In a big way, which is... which was pretty incredible. Although there was a slight disappointment. There was an announcement that was made that they did not deliver on, which I know personally some friends of mine were really disappointed. I wasn't so disappointed because I got to experience it in another way, but that's just me. But anyways, the announcement was that Oogie Boogie was supposed to be there. You're supposed to be able to meet Oogie Boogie. They announced
that's right. That's right.
They announced it on the Disney Parks blog, and they said what day all the Halloween stuff was coming. And our contributor and the person who runs Foolish Mortals social media, Little Nikki, I mean, she was so excited. She rope dropped the parks that morning, which was September 15th, and specifically to be the first to meet Oogie Boogie. And it was funny because she was posting live pictures and updating the Creepy Kingdom social media. And, I wasn't there with her. I ended up going to Halloween Horror Nights and covering it on the same night, so I couldn't be in two places at once. But I was seeing what she was posting, and I kept wondering, like, eventually I texted her, I'm like, where's the Oogie Boogie picture? And she's like, don't even just bring that up.
Yeah, I was waiting for her to post something because I follow her too. I'm like, oh, where is it? Where is he? Where is he?
Yeah, he didn't come.
Ah.
Yeah, and as I was alluding to, he couldn't make it because he is in Florida, where I met him a few weeks ago. at a private tower terror party, which that episode may or may not have come out by the time this one does. I don't know, because I record episode live from there. But I remember I took a selfie with him and I sent that to Nikki, just be like, "Oh, cool! Look who's here," you know. And she just texted me back saying that I hate you and that we're not friends anymore, which was appropriate. But anyways, well, that's enough of the negative. But they do have a really awesome Oogie Boogie silhouette sign over the DCA sign, which I guess they did that because he was supposed to be there. But independent of that, it doesn't really make any sense, but it's cool, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but we'll just go with it. It looks really cute.
It's really cool, yeah, and especially since we have Haunted Mansion Holiday over in Disneyland, of course. It's just kind of like okay. But another thing that's cool too is that occasionally there'll be like his voice when you're waiting in line.
Oh yeah, like in I think it's all Buena Vista Street. His voice like echoes around. It's really cool how they did the audio on that part. It just you would think he's in this area, but the audio moves to another area. It's really cool.
Oh, okay, I just heard it from outside. I never heard it on Buena Vista Street, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. Interesting choice. I'm actually perplexed that they went all in so hard on Halloween this year because they haven't done it for years. They used to do it before? Apparently.
Okay.
I never saw it, but I haven't been a local for that long. But years ago they had some type of Halloween stuff, and even one year they had the Halloween party there. So they used to do something, but they've really gone all out, and it is quite spectacular. So why don't you kind of talk about some of the things there instead of me just saying them to you? What other fun Halloween stuff do they have are sprinkled around DCA?
So yeah, if I just talk about like the things they have during the day, that's not part of the Halloween party.
Yeah,
I'll start off with that. So like if you're an AP holder, an annual pass holder, and you don't want to spend the extra money on the Halloween party, there's still enough to do at both parks, which I really love. And it's really good because a lot of my friends did not want to pay for it, not want to pay for the ticket. Mm-hmm. So we still got to experience both parks doing the Halloween stuff.
Right, it wasn't really like that before, so that's a cool little bonus.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'm a new annual pass holder, so going to Disney this often ever is new to me. I'm still fairly new to theme parks as well. Like growing up, I never got to do anything like this before because I'm from San Diego. All the fun stuff is in LA. So I'm still new to this, so I don't know.
What about SeaWorld, huh? And Legoland?
Those are lame. Like compared to those like Universal, Knott's, Disneyland, it's not the same at all.
Okay, if you say so. All right.
That's just my opinion.
Sure. Not necessarily the opinion of the podcast. Because we love SeaWorld and Legoland. I don't know, I've never been. Anyways, go on.
So, let's see. Let's start off with DCA because there's a little bit. Since it's newer, for the people who have been going to Disneyland growing up and going to the Halloween parties, what the Disneyland Resort offers at DCA is completely new, at least from what I've heard.
No, it is.
So they decorated Buena Vista Street. It's pretty much the same. They just have cute little bats and purple banners everywhere, but would still in the sorry.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be the 20s.
Yeah, in the 20s.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I don't know. Whatever is spooky, I call it cute. I don't know. So
you're on Creepy Kingdom. It's fine. Yeah. So yeah, they're adorable. They're cute little spooky bats.
Spooky bats, cute purple banners everywhere. So that's mostly all Buena Vista Street, and like I said, you could hear Oogie Boogie's voice kind of echo throughout Buena Vista Street. I think they only turn that on once it gets darker.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. So besides as you make your way down Buena Vista Street, they have their they have their Halloween, the same Halloween merchandise that you could buy at Disneyland. But it's also all the windows are also decorated in Halloween style, but again, time period appropriate.
Oh man, that's so cool! I didn't really even notice that when I went there. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, not all of them are like that, but some of them are.
I also want to add that the merchandise for this Halloween season, it's pretty much the same at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. They just changed the name of the park, but the actual design is so cool. Like the way that they have the characters look, and I'm forgetting the artist's name.
It's oh my god, it's Stephanie. I can't pronounce her last name. but yeah, like she does. Huh?
So they're spectacular though. They're so cool looking.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, I've been following that artist, and then when she announced it, hey, you guys, I've been doing this too, and we're like, what? It's like, yeah, it looks like her style. It's really awesome. So I'm really happy for her, and she does a lot of designs for pinup girl clothing and stuff. So if you know their clothes, you know her designs.
Yeah, it's interesting because I guess they license a lot of Disney stuff for pinup girl clothing as well. So I guess it's kind of Mary Blair line they have and stuff like that. Not that I buy those things, but I know what's going on. So
yeah, if you're within the Disney fandom, you know what pinup girl clothing is. At least most people do nowadays, especially with Dapper Day.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I know what's up. Funny enough, so they have this is total side tangent. They have pinup parade around the park or whatever, whatever it is, and some people started calling it Pug Day.
Oh
for pinup girl, and we had a friend visit from out of town that actually we went to the park on that day. And we kept saying, it's Pug Day, it's Pug Day. And she's like, oh my God, they're going to have all these pugs here. I love pugs. It's just forever. And eventually she's like, where are the pugs you guys keep talking about? We're like, what? We're like, pinup girl. She's like, pinup girl? I think you said pugs would be here.
Same thing,
right? Sure, whatever. Anyway, so moving on. You go down Buena Vista Street, and totally another random thing that's super awesome is a statue of the Headless Horseman.
Oh, that was so cool. I mean, it looks awesome during the day, but at night, it lights up and then it breathes out smoke. It's so creepy, but it's awesome.
I mean, it's so random.
It's random, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. But I was like, oh, all this stuff is really cool. I'm not saying it's not cool, but it's just kind of like, what is going on here? They really were like, all right, we just got to put some really awesome stuff in here. Doesn't really matter if it makes sense or not. Let's just get it going. And there's there's a huge line to get your picture in front of the statue. Statue.
Yep.
Picture with a statue.
Oh, I forgot to mention. Okay, since Oogie Boogie was supposed to be there, what Disneyland did instead is a photo op where they would basically Photoshop Oogie Boogie in there. So I guess that was a replacement.
Oh, is that? Oh, that. Well,
I've seen photos.
Yeah, I just saw it too. That's I forget what they call those, but they have these photos where you take it with a Disneyland photographer, PhotoPass photographer, whatever it's called, and they'll be like, "Oh, pretend that you're scared, or pretend that hold your hand out," and you have your hand out, and then you take the picture, and Tinkerbell's in there. So it's like one of those pictures.
Yeah, it's around that area too. It's around the Headless Horseman.
So I guess that's the replacement.
Yeah.
Which
is, it's okay, but I would like to have the costume character there, please.
What do you mean the costume character? That's
The costume character that was supposed to be there.
no, it's really Oogie Boogie.
It's really him. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? They got someone to pretend to be him? What's the point? Come on. I don't need to see. I don't need to go to the mall to see Santa Claus. I'll go to North Pole, see the real Santa Claus. I mean, come on. Anyway, so let's keep the dreams alive here. That's what this show's all about. So.
Sorry, ruining magic.
Yeah. Costumed character.
I mean,
actually, what the people that play those roles, they're supposed to say they're a friend of the character. So that the friend of Oogie, they're supposed to have a friend of Oogie Boogie there, but he couldn't make it. He was stuck in Florida. I mean, you'd have to imagine that there's probably only one Oogie Boogie costume, right? I mean,
oh my gosh.
like, you almost never see him. I feel like the last time that there was like a spotted, I can't even think of the right word to say, a sighting, whatever, of Oogie Boogie was it 2014, maybe? Walt Disney World had this villains event, like a hard ticket villains event, Villains Unleashed, and I think that was it. I feel like that was the last time that he was out.
That's why I thought it was a myth that there was even like a Oogie Boogie that they could have out.
No,
I've never seen photos of it before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, maybe he's been at Disneyland before. I don't know, but still, I don't, I don't know. Anyways, we're harping on the fact he's not there, but you can pretend he's there. And to top it all off, they have this huge group of bats. What's a group of bats called? Like a...
Oh, I don't know the scientific term.
Like a gaggle of bats? I don't know. Anyways, they have a huge bunch of bats.
A gang of bats.
A gang of bats. A gaggle of... doesn't even make any sense. That's not even a word. Coming off of Carthay Circle.
Oh, yeah.
To kind of keep with the...
with the bat theme.
The bat theme there. So
yeah, and then it's lit up at night, too. It's great.
Very, very cool. So the other thing that they did, which was very surprising, again to me, which is they added a nighttime version of the brand new Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. I mean, that ride is consistently have long, 2-3 hour waits all the time.
Mm-hmm. Still. Oh, jeez.
They didn't really need to, add something. I mean, it's only been over for a few months, and now they have this thing. So essentially, when it gets dark, it turns into a different ride. It's called Monsters After Dark. Mm-hmm. And, did you get a chance to experience this? I don't recall if you did or not.
Oh yeah, I guess it was by accident because we were just gonna ride it just because it wasn't even dark yet when I rode it. It was still daytime, so I thought it would just be the normal ride. Mm-hmm. But since it's a digital layover, they change it really quickly. I think they changed it in half an hour. Oh, okay. So they stopped the ride completely. They changed it. I think it took no more than half an hour, and then they started up again.
Oh, so you did see the monsters?
Yes, I saw the monsters.
Had you experienced the ride like before that? Was that the first time you went on it, or had you seen it like the regular version?
No, I've seen it. I rode it a few times, the regular version. But for the monsters one, so I didn't notice this before, but I heard that they cover some of the what are they called? Some of the displays in the queue line, and say that the monsters escaped. Huh. And then so yeah, I didn't know that before, but then people were saying that. I'm like, okay, I need to check it out again. It's not very noticeable because it's dark, especially once you passed his how do you say once you're lined up in front of the elevators. Right. It's like really dark, but you can't even see the displays. But apparently that was there.
Oh, so they really pay attention to detail there.
Oh yeah, so I think that's why it takes half an hour for them to switch it over.
Side note. Since we're talking about this, I know I brought this up the first time I went on the attraction. and brought up on the show. What is going on in that area before the load zone with all those dismembered body parts? Like I'm so confused about what and that like what that's supposed to be. Like it gets.
Oh, I think I know what it is. I was watching some other YouTube video because I was like, what is that? It's to feed the monsters. It's their food.
Oh.
That's what all that is. That's all the little eyeballs and whatever other things were in there.
Okay, so so basically the ride is the collector's tower or whatever it's called, and he collects strange things, including monsters, and they feed humans to the monsters. And that kind of happens in the ride, the regular version of the ride, because they're kind of dealing with strange monsters.
Yeah.
Now,
Space monsters.
Space monsters, sorry. Don't mean to call them the wrong monsters. So it's interesting. So I haven't experienced Monsters After Dark, but I did watch a video that Nikki had posted. And so I got to see a little bit. It looks a little more intense, a little scarier, actually. Would you say that's your takeaway from it?
Oh, yeah. I felt like as soon as you got on and the elevator went back, it just started. You went up and down as soon as like the door closed. I think it was more intense. It was pretty cool.
Did they play 70s pop songs, or was it all scary music?
No, I think it was still 70s pop music that I was so distracted by all the drops I didn't even remember.
Oh boy. Scary stuff.
But yeah, the story, how the story is that Rocket's looking for Groot, and in that process, I think all the monsters got out. So as you're being lifted and being dropped, you see all these monsters just running everywhere, and occasionally you see Rocket and Groot.
I gotcha. Well, I guess it's one of those. It's so weird. They had. I don't recall an attraction that changed at night. It's like ever in the history of theme parks. It's very unique. I don't know if I'll ever get to go on it. Because with Guardians, you get on it whenever you can get on it. Like if you could score a fast pass, whatever time it's for, you're lucky. And I guess it's just for Halloween time. I don't know, but very cool though.
Yeah, I feel like we got lucky when we went on it because it just so happened they stopped it before we got on. But yeah, it's I say try at least once.
Well, we'll see. I'm also very spoiled. I don't like to wait, so
Oh my God.
I'm very, very spoiled. I'm about like, if you're with friends, whatever. But I usually go to the park by myself because I live right next to in Disneyland, so I'll pop in there for a few hours, and I'm not going to wait in a 3-hour line by myself. I think the longest I ever waited by myself was actually when Tower of Terror closed. I did wait 3 hours to be one of the last people to ride it. So I thought that was worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, if you want to wait for it, guys out there, gals and gals, go for it. But I just hope it just works out, and maybe I can get on there at some point and experience this Monsters After Dark. Cool. So the other really cool thing they did there is they made Cars Land all spooky for the first time.
Yeah, I was honestly really excited about it, considering I do not like cars at all. Like I really don't.
Well, I
don't get them.
I find that most people, independent of how they feel about cars, the films, like, just, they love Cars Land.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it kind of transcends the movies, because it's kind of this, like, Americana, Route 66, kind of little vintagey, fun land, especially with all the neon at night and all that stuff. I wouldn't say I'm a Cars fan. I like the first movie enough. The second movie, I didn't really care for, and I haven't seen the third one. Even that one the trailer looked really dark, so I still want to watch it. It's like, oh man, Cars got all dark. But whatever. Independent of all that.
Yeah, like even if you probably never watched the movies, it's a good piece of Americana on its own when it's not decorated. But since we're talking about since it is decorated, it just makes it so much better, in my opinion, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, just the ideas they had to implement like traditional Halloween type imagery with car parts. It's just
they're so creative. They're so creative. Like, I would have never thought to make this monster out of these car parts. It's so random, but it works.
Yeah, it's so cool. I know that they've done Christmas pretty much since the beginning. They'll put up Christmas lights and all that stuff. That's basically about it. They just put up Christmas lights. But I believe they even, they have the cars meet and greets where they're actual car-sized cars, and they come out, take pictures of them, and pre-recorded things come out of their mouths. But I believe I saw a picture of it. I haven't seen it in person when I was there. That they have Mater dressed up as a vampire.
Yeah, they have Mater dressed up. They have the new yellow car. I forget her name. That's dressed up. I think Lightning is dressed up as well. Those are the only ones I've actually seen. But like everything is themed. It's so awesome.
I mean, yeah, this is an overhaul. I'm sure it's easily replaced, but or changed. I'm sure it will be overnight because Christmas happens November 1st at Disneyland. But even the Cozy Cone, where they have all the food stands, all the cones have like scary faces on them. There's just so much cool stuff like all around like that for Halloween, and they have these fake movie posters. That are like
those are so awesome.
Car horror movies. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just so much fun stuff. I don't believe the ride has anything on it at all. I didn't go on it.
Yeah, I didn't go on it either. That line is a no. But I did go on what is it called?
Oh, Mater's ride is different now, right?
Oh yeah, that one is too. I think I did not go on it.
Oh, and so is Luigi's Rock and Roller. Both of them have a Halloween theme actually on the ride.
Oh, and Luigi's?
I believe so. At least they called it something different.
No, yeah, I did go on that one, and they do have Halloween music.
Oh, it's just the music. I mean, the ride is
the same, but they have different songs.
So they're really celebrating Halloween in Radiator Springs this year, huh? I guess they're going all out.
Yeah, for being the first year, like doing that, it seems like they thought about it for months. It's everything, every little detail is great.
It could have been something. It could have been something they wanted to do for a long time, and they just didn't get to have the green light. So very, very cool. If you already like hanging out there at night, normally it definitely is even cooler. It was super crowded. Any kind of cool place to take a photo, there was a line. You're just like, oh my god, everything's a line now. Too many people have annual passes there, especially. I was also there like Friday night or whatever, so that's like a pretty busy time. Pretty popular time to go hang out there, and then plus there was a Halloween party going on at Disneyland. So everyone was at DCA, Very, very cool. I think that's about it at DCA, right? And not forget anything.
They do have a Coco experience over by Paradise Pier.
They do. I didn't even see that.
Yes.
Oh, what's going on there? Where is that near?
That is by Goofy Sky School. What is that area where Elena usually is at?
Or
what is that area called?
I don't know. With the Corn Dog Castle, is that area?
It's by that. Yeah. It's closer to Goofy Sky School.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a Coco experience. I personally haven't gone to that, but I've seen a lot of pictures and videos, It's just, I guess, to get ready for the movie.
Well, what experience? What does that mean? Like, what happens? Do you get to meet characters? Or?
Well, they call it an experience, but it's basically you just learn about, Day of the Dead, about the movie. There's performances that go on. There's also there's a lot of crafts that kids could do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, that sounds wow, that sounds cool. I want to go. I think I'm going to head over. I'm going to go there now. No, not, no, but I didn't even know. I honestly didn't even know that was there. I can't keep up with all this stuff.
There's so much stuff now.
Yes, I knew they had a Day of the Dead thing over every year. They do it in Frontierland near the restaurant. I didn't know they had anything in DCA. Wow, that's cool. And interesting. Well, I was gonna say, isn't Coco's a Pixar movie, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's kind of tying in with how DCA is about to become Pixar park.
Yeah, I thought they would have it at Disneyland, but yeah, it's a Pixar movie, and that's what they're trying to do over at DCA, so it stays in DCA.
Because it seems like it would work in that area where they usually do where they have the display near Big Thunder. Mm-hmm. But why not? Let's spread it everywhere. But that's cool. When does Coco come out? It's November, right?
It's in November. I'm not entirely sure when though.
All right. Yeah. Well, looking forward to that one. I don't think I saw that any type of Coco thing happening in Walt Disney World when I was there. Funny enough, not.
It'll make sense if they did it at Epcot though.
Right, that's what I was thinking of in the Mexican Pavilion. I don't know. I was so singularly focused on the Grand Fiesta Tour when I was there that I could have just went right by it because I love that ride. Have you ever been to Epcot?
Oh no, I've never been on the East Coast.
Oh wow.
No, the closest was in Atlanta.
Well, next year you better mark the spots off your calendar for next year's Creepy Tour. We haven't announced the dates yet, so you can't mark the calendar, but it's going to happen. But anyways, do you know the Grand Fiesta Tour? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Well, it's kind of, I don't know. It wasn't always called this. It used to be kind of like a small boat ride through Mexico.
Oh, the ride.
Yeah, it's a ride.
That's what that's called. Okay, I've seen pictures, but I didn't know what it was called.
But now Donald and his South American buddies join him I don't know, the Three Caballeros. It's good times. Anyways, I do enjoy that ride. Moving on. Yeah, that's it for DCA. So let's talk about this Halloween party. So this was I take it this is your first time that you went, right?
No, this is my second year.
Well, I just completely assumed that. Well, it's based on you saying you haven't been gone that long. But anyways, so I went last year. I don't plan on going this year. So if the listeners want to know about it, it's all in your hands. You have a great responsibility to report on what's going down in 2017 at the Mickey's Halloween Party. Not to be confused with Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So I guess this is like super scary. This Halloween party. It's not scary at all. So yeah,
there is one scary thing, but I'll talk about that later.
All right. So why don't I stop rambling and why don't you tell me about your experience, attending the event? What date did you go on?
I went on the second day they did it, so that was the 22nd, September 22nd.
September 22nd. All right.
Yes, that was on a Friday.
Alrighty.
Okay, so since this was my second year going, I kind of already had an idea what to expect.
Right.
The first time I went, it was still in October, so the crowds were lighter than they were when I went this year. Because since it was the second day, there were more people. But even then, every ride was a walk-on. So if you're there just to avoid crowds, I think that's the... how how do you say it? The ticket price is worth it if you're gonna walk on every single ride.
I don't remember going on any rides when I went,
No.
and except I wanted to go on Haunted Mansion, which was not a walk-on.
Oh, that's the only exception. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's, and it's funny enough, I do want to say that was one of the biggest selling points to me to going to Mickey's Not So Scary the few times that I've gone.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not really the case. I'm finding for me. I don't know if it's just me, but is that the word's out that you can go on the rides at these things and not have to wait. So you got lucky because the times I've tried to go on anything at these parties, the waits have been longer than I wanted to wait, which was I wanted to wait at no length of time.
No length of time.
But anyways, go on.
Yeah, well, with the exception of Haunted Mansion Holiday, everything is pretty much a walk-on after 9 o'clock, between 8 and 9, because that's when all the regular park attendees have been moved out already. So it's only the Halloween party people that's left over. That's what I found. So when I first got there, we took some photos and we just ate and waited it out.
Okay. Yeah,
that's the trick.
I guess you waited. I also find that I really wanted to check out the parade when I went, so that took a lot of time of securing a sweet spot and standing. So that could have taken. That's a good other way to kill time, I guess, waiting for that to die out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the parade?
Yes. So I normally don't. I'm not a parade or firework person. I'm more of a thrill ride person, but for this one, since I'm a huge fan of Halloween, like most people are, I think,
Well,
I actually
most people listening at least.
most people listening, yeah, I know, right? We actually did not wait because since the crowds are lighter, I found you could just kind of show up and see it okay.
Oh, for sure. I was securing a sweet spot to record it with my video for the Creepy Kingdom people. But you could just stroll up and just, have a slightly obstructed view and still be entertained.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm 5'2", so, everybody is taller than me, but I still got to see almost everything. But yeah, trick. Go by Small World. There's usually less people there, and you could almost wait there for 5 minutes, and then the parade starts, and you still have a good view.
That is a good tip, yeah. Because the 2 times that I've watched it, so I was at the hub, and I was at where it starts the second time coming out on Main Street, and I've never watched that parade from Small World, so. Very cool.
That's usually a good spot for any parades I found.
Yeah, I've watched Paint the Night up there a few times, which Paint the Night is, I'm not a super parade guy myself, but Paint the Night is a spectacular thing to see. Hopefully, I guess it's coming back to DCA soon, and I haven't set a date on that one yet, but. This episode of Creepy Kingdom has been brought to you by Olivia Frankenstein. Olivia Frankenstein is an Etsy store that specializes in creepy-inspired enamel pins, buttons, t-shirt, patches, posters, bags, and much more, including their original design, Spooky Mouse Club, a must-have for every Creepy Kingdom citizen. You can check out that design and much more by going to oliviafrankenstein.patternbyetsy.com. That's oliviafrankenstein.patternbyetsy.com. What do you think of the parade? I mean, it's the same parade as last year. Is there any differences? Or?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. The only thing I think they did change was so the Headless Horseman still goes a few minutes before the parade officially starts. What I remember what happened last year was that he was more trotting down the parade route. but just by himself.
Right.
This time they added Ichabod. Is that how
Really?
you say his name? Yeah, and he was just kind of there. He was a dude.
like face character or someone like a mask?
Yeah, face character.
Interesting. He was just
Yeah.
walking along.
He was like kind of walking backwards, afraid of the headless horseman. But it was
Oh wow, that's totally
it was
new.
interesting. But he didn't trot though, which was sad. He just the horse kind of walked instead of being menacing how he was last year.
Yeah, it looked like, because in the past he goes by so fast, looks like he's on a mission. You know, It's like, here we go. But probably to play out this scene of Ichabod, that's pretty cool, I guess. Right on.
That's the only new thing that I've noticed, at least.
Okay.
But it was cute. The majority of the parade is the same as it was last year. My favorite float being the mayor's car for Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's pretty spectacular. I mean, pretty much the parade's not very long. There's only a few floats, but the floats they're all spectacular. Like, I mean, how many floats are there? I think there's 3 or 4, right?
Yeah, I think there's 4.
Yeah, I mean, but the mayor's starting it off. I mean, when you first see the car and that, from the movie, like, it's so big, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, it's real. It's so cool.
With his head turning around.
Yeah.
Boy, it's like, I gotta tell you, man, who knew Nightmare Before Christmas would make such a comeback? Because now, when it was like, I remember when it came out, because I'm old. Anyways, and it was like, it wasn't really that popular when it came out, in all honesty. It was kind of like, it had its following for sure, but then it totally was almost like dead. And then I don't even know what happened. It's just probably a combination of Haunted Mansion Holiday and, Hot Topics being around. I don't know, just revitalized this thing to being one of the most popular things that Disney has going.
Oh, yeah.
It's its own beast, which is, so it's fun to see the evolution of all that stuff. I feel like that's an episode amongst itself, though.
Talking about Nightmare, almost every other kid and adult was dressed up as a Nightmare Before Christmas character. It was really cool.
Wow, including you?
Yes.
You didn't even talk about what you were wearing to the party.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so my boyfriend and I Disney bounded as Jack Skellington and Oogie Boogie. I was Jack Skellington. Yeah. I was wearing pinup girl clothing. Yes.
Nice.
Back to what we were talking about before.
Comes full circle.
And then come full circle, yes. And then my boyfriend had we got so lucky we actually found like a burlap-y material vest on Amazon, of all places.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that one. When I saw your pictures, I was like, burlap vest. Well played.
We got so lucky. Like, I wanted him to be Sally, but then I would have to actually make it, and I didn't have that kind of time.
Sally, I mean, interesting. So why did you guys decide to Disney bound instead of like full costume?
Well, when we went last year, it was 80 degrees at night, and we were melting in our costumes. I was Gracie, which was the costume I won at the premiere.
Right.
And then my boyfriend was a cowboy, but he had like a poncho on, like a
like a bandit.
Oh my god. What's his name? What's that movie?
Disney character?
No, he was just a cowboy with the poncho on. But the poncho was really, really warm, so he was like just dying because it was so hot. So we decided like, nope, no full-on costume, just half and half in a way.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked, because I mean that's the kind of event that there's not too much bounding going on. I wonder if you could wear the makeup that you wore during the day in the parks if they would let you. I guess you're wearing it all day. You went to DCA with it on, right?
I did not go to DCA that day.
Oh, well.
But I'm assuming, but I'm assuming you could, because the park should know what's going on at this point. Like, I know for sure they'll let the kids in. I don't know about the adults.
Right, I don't know. But either way, it was a cool choice, and you guys look great.
Yay. Thanks.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the same parade, the Boo to You parade. What's funny is I watched the parade 3 times. I ended up going to the party twice last year.
Oh, wow.
Well, what's funny was that not because I thought it was like I needed to go again. The second time was actually 2 days after the day that we all went, a bunch of us from the show, because somebody had a ticket that they couldn't use. And I was like, well, I'm free and I really want to film the parade from a different angle. So that was my whole thing. So it was all about documenting the parade, which is funny enough. I still haven't made this video, but if I put it out this year, no one would know the difference. Apparently,
Nobody would know.
because it's the same thing. But
Yeah.
anyways, but I keep waiting for the parade to start. And what happens when the parade starts and it's not near you? They just keep looping the beginning music. And I heard the beginning music so many times that when I was leaving Disneyland the other day, before the party started, they were funning out day gas. I heard it again. I was getting like flashbacks,
Flashback. Oh, no.
It's like it's Halloween, everybody.
Oh
It's Halloween, yeah, it's Halloween. Like,
What day is it?
It's Halloween, everybody. Like they loop that forever and ever, and it's scarring. It's like worse than like Small World catchiness. It's just like it's stuck in your head. I'm just like
Yeah, I hate that song. The parade is awesome, but that song kind of kills it for me.
I don't hate the song. It's just, it's so. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. I don't need to hear it on loop 10 times while nothing's going on, because that's exactly. That's what happens. But I don't know. What can you do? Moving on. Now,
That is the perk if you wait at where the parade ends or begins, because you don't hear it looping over and over again.
That's right. So the first one, the parades in general at Disneyland, they start coming out at Small World, and then they go into the side of Main Street where Great Moments of Mr. Lincoln is. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Then when they do the second one, they go that way, and then go back to wherever they go in the back. So that's there's a little pro tip for you. So you brought up that you're not a fireworks person normally either, but I mean, how can you resist a spooky fireworks show like Hollow Wishes? It's fantastic. I mean, come on, you gotta love Hollow Wishes.
Is that what that's called?
That is what it's called.
Oh, okay. I did not know.
Well, it's funny because you're like, what does that even mean? Most of like the parade and the fireworks show are taken directly from Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and in Walt Disney World. And for many years, up until a few months ago, they just closed it and changed it. The fireworks show at Magic Kingdom Walt Disney World was called Wishes. So when they had a Halloween one, they just called it Hollow Wishes. It doesn't really make any sense to Disneyland people because they have no frame of reference. Because they're like, why is this called Hollow Wishes?
Oh wait, no, it's called Halloween Screams Fireworks.
So Hollow Wishes is just over at Walt Disney World. I feel like it was called that last year. I mean, I could be mistaken. I just host a Disney podcast, so what do I know? But it's called. What is it called?
It's called Halloween Screams Fireworks.
Oh,
or Halloween Screams.
Because it goes, everybody scream.
Yeah, that's what they do at the end.
Yep, and yeah, they do this. It's the same thing that's at Mickey's Not So Scary. But it is fantastic.
Yeah. So what they do to the castle and to Main Street is light projections. which I think it's really awesome.
What kind of things do you see projected?
So when there's no parades or fireworks, it's just like random projections of dancing skeletons, eyeballs, creepy things, all in fun, bright colors.
Oh yeah, I saw that as I was walking out. It is quite fantastic.
And then during the fireworks, the projections change. So there's a part where Ursula sings, so it's her tentacles. There's a part where Maleficent is there, so there's the green flames, and there's pyrotechnics, and it's really, I think it's really epic for what it is.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was my favorite fireworks projection show up until a show I just saw recently, which I may or may not have mentioned on the show at the time of this release, which was at Hollywood Studios in Walt Disney World. They had this Star Wars Spectacular show, which was like a fireworks projection show.
Wow.
Which was like it was the best fireworks show I'd ever seen in my life. It was like, it was overwhelming. It was just like larger than life, and the moments they hit and the way the fireworks hit, it was just like, it was, I don't know. It was like, it brought a tear to my eye. I was just like, and I enjoy Star Wars. I would say I'm a casual fan because I know people that are like way more into it to me, but Star Wars has been there my whole life, so it's just kind of, it's better than Hollow Wishes or Halloween Screams, and that's saying a lot. So that's my endorsement for that. If I haven't talked about it yet on the show, but I'm sure I will at some point. But anyway, so I was blown away by it. I was like, oh, I'll check this out, whatever. And that was just like, oh my god. Incredible. Anyways, but that's not here. So I tried it. So of course there's was there any more thoughts for the fireworks before we move on? I didn't want to. Do you have any last thoughts?
Oh, just the zero flies between over the castle. Like whenever they normally do the fireworks show with Tinkerbell, that always like blows my mind. I'm like, how do they do that? But of course, it's somebody on a thing.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, sorry. Tinkerbell is actually flying, and so is Zero.
Oh, cool. All right on. Yeah, I think I remember seeing Zero last year, so that's cool. Very cool. I don't know how he gets from Haunted Mansion so fast, because he's in Haunted Mansion Holiday, and then he goes from the castle. I don't know. He's a ghost. He can move, and then he's also flying through the photos and the or the artwork and the queue. So he just gets around, that little guy. That little Zero.
Yeah, ghosts are super fast.
Yeah, I guess so. So did you see the cadaver dance?
Oh yeah. So my favorite thing about the Halloween party is Rivers of America, and how they cover the whole river in fog. And sorry. So they cover the whole area in fog, and the whole New Orleans square is just lit up just creepily. Just that whole area is just so creepy, but in a good way. And then the cadaver dance are the cherry on the awesome spooky Sunday.
Wow. You're quite the wordsmith, Melissa. So they're on a raft slowly floating through the rivers. Mm-hmm. And I guess they're like the Dapper Dans all zombified, I guess, as they a cappella do some creepy songs. Grinning Ghost, of course. Mm-hmm. What else do they do? I feel like they do Cruella DeVille song.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And they do Oogie Boogie song. They do... Oh, I'm drawing a blank. I swear they do a song from...
I thought they did 4 songs. That's why I couldn't remember.
Yeah, they do 4 songs. Dang. I don't remember.
Either way, you get the point. So that's kind of a cool little cherry on Spooky Sunday, is where you said.
I'm easily amused, so I really enjoy the Dapper Dance and that whole area by New Orleans Square.
That's very cool. And of course, as we mentioned, Haunted Mansion Holidays there in full swing.
Yep.
So you can go and ride a Christmas ride during a Halloween party. But anyways, I know. I mean, Haunted Mansion Holiday is an incredible attraction, of course. But it's always just like, it's a Christmas ride and it's September. Like, anyways, so other than that, there was something that you experienced near Big Thunder. I don't think it was there last year, but it was something similar. So I remember last year, because at that point, the Big Thunder Trail was closed. Because it had been closed for a while because of the Star Wars land construction. They had like a cave or something, and you could hear something growling in it or something, but you couldn't really see anything. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But that was really it. So what was going on this year in that area?
So we were just, walking between lands, and then we decided to go by Big Thunder. And then all of a sudden, people were just crowding around that old, mine that where the old train ride used to go through, by the little river with the algae-infested fish that jump out of the water.
Sure.
That area. And I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, like, this ominous music comes on, and it sounds so out of place. And then the lighting makes it even worse because it's mostly, like, red.
Nice.
I don't know. And then, like, it sounds like an echoey cave with, like, water droplets and, like, I don't even know how to describe it. I did send you a video with, it's, like, you can't see anything that well, but you could hear it, and just the music itself freaks me out.
Well, yeah, it sounds like they kind of plussed what they did last year. It was, 'cause I don't even remember any music or anything. It was just, which is actually creepier.
Yeah, it's just sound effects.
Yeah, it was where what was going on over there is they had like this area for like AP holders to get like a AP Halloween bag. So it was like a line to get that. And right next to it, oh, sounds like your dog wants to be on the show. Anyways, right next to it was that what you were describing, but the music, huh? I mean, it's so random and it's cool.
It is random.
Because like, what is that supposed to be? Like, what? Everything else is clearly something. It's referencing something from a film, something like that. But just a creature in the mines around Big Thunder.
I think it was supposed to be a dragon because it only happens for a few seconds, but it opens its eyes and they're like neon green, and then smoke comes out and then it disappears. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be a giant cat. I don't know what it is.
Giant cat.
It has like cat eyes.
It's a giant feral cat. All the feral cats they've got in the toxic waste of the pond, and they've become this huge nuclear cat. That's what it's supposed to be. That makes sense.
It's so out of place. It threw me off. I'm like, all right, that's happening.
A little scary there for you, huh?
Yeah.
So
not real scary, but it was just like, what is this?
Right. So yeah, I guess besides that, there's of course the opportunity to obtain as much candy as you possibly can. The trick or treating. So did you partake in this trick or treating activities?
We stopped at some places because we found if you go later in the day, they're really trying to get rid of the candy, so they give you a handful of candy. So we probably only stopped at 5 places, and my bucket was full already. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Wow, you guys are really throwing. You guys got some Halloween party hacks left and right, man.
Yep. And this is only my second year.
You're already a pro.
But yeah, they have candy everywhere. Like, they have a few places inside Launch Bay, Star Wars Launch Bay in Tomorrowland. They don't really decorate Tomorrowland. If anything, they just do Ghost Galaxy and the dance party, I guess, if that counts. That's around there.
They have a Halloween dance party?
Oh, yeah. They have a Halloween dance party where they do where they train the Jedi?
Oh,
or
yeah.
the kids?
Yeah, whatever it's called.
That area.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
But yeah, inside the Launch Bay, there's
Tomorrowland Terrace. That's what that area is called, Tomorrowland Terrace.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, inside of Launch Bay, there's candy spots. There's candy spots almost everywhere. So I feel like, just stop by at 5 places, you're good.
All right. So I think that's all the Halloween offerings at the party, right? I mean, is there anything that we're forgetting?
Well, there's the infamous Oogie Boogie popcorn bucket that everybody's trying to get at right now.
Well, that's not at the party. That's that's like an attraction in itself.
Well, there's a shorter line if you go to the party because there's less people.
Oh, okay, I'll give you that.
There's that.
Yeah, I remember when the Zero popcorn bucket came out, the one that you used as an accessory
Yes.
so appropriately. that was, I had to hunt that down for my significant other, and that was a challenge. And now she wants this one, and I'm just like, oh, these things. I don't need. We got enough popcorn buckets here already. How much popcorn are we gonna pop? But I actually love to collect all the spooky travel mugs, either from Disney and Universal has them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing. I love to collect, and I love the new one that just came out for this year. Have you seen it?
Is it the mayor?
No.
Is it that one? No?
No. It's not Nightmare Before Christmas. No, it's a travel mug. It's
a travel mug.
Yeah, travel
Okay.
mug. Yeah.
Not the ceramic one.
No. It's got the Lonesome Ghost, from the Lonesome Ghost short.
Yeah.
But it's mixed with the Mickey Mouse, the Fab Five Mickey Mouse crew from the new Mickey Mouse shorts. They're like drawn which I love the new shorts. I love the style of it. But the Lonesome Ghosts are old school style, and they're mixed with them, and it's really cool. So
I've seen it. It's really cool.
I'm a sucker for spooky theme park travel mugs.
Most people listening are.
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm amongst friends here, but I don't collect a lot of things. My girlfriend does. Most Disney fans do. I mean, they're all into it, but for some reason those spooky travel mugs, I gotta have them. So that's my weakness, I guess. But, yeah. So I guess that's about it. I guess the only thing we didn't really cover is if you saw any cool costumes.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, almost every other person was Nightmare Before Christmas. But the one that stuck out the most was this family. The dad was Oogie Boogie, the mom was Zero, their daughter was Sally, and their son was Jack. It was the cutest thing. It was so awesome. I had to take their photo.
Wow. So it's seeming to me that it's just called Mickey's Halloween Party, but this should turn into Jack's Halloween Party.
I know. I'm waiting.
If they just went all out and made it all Nightmare Before Christmas themed, I think people will lose their minds.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will.
Oh wow. So you enjoyed yourself. You even though it was very similar from the year before, or you thought it was worthwhile to attend again?
I think so. I know a lot of annual pass holders don't because, they go to the park every so often. I probably go once a month because I live in San Diego, even though it's only an hour and a half away. But yeah, as a as a general Disney fan, I think is worth it because the crowd sizes are smaller, and just the whole atmosphere of the place is really awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to hang out in. I just, I was just saying for me, I was like, we were just thinking about what what kind of special upcharge things we were going to do this year. And I was like, I don't know about that one. What I want to do, which I don't know if I'll be able to do, I don't know if it's sold out yet or not or whatever, is they have the one of those private tours, the Happiest Haunts tour.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I would really like to do where, and if I did it, you guys would know about it because I'd talk about it here. Let me see if I can find what exactly happens with that. But I feel like that would be something, it's very similarly priced.
Yeah, I think it is.
But it's a shorter event, but it seems like I would like it. It's $85. Discover the stories and characters of Halloween in this 2 hours. 2 hours. I thought it was at least 4 hours. Man, they really get you. This 2-hour historical walking tour of Disneyland. Brace yourself for gripping tales about spook spirits and regions beyond. So it seems like you gotta get ghost stories. Annual pass members get a discount, so there's that.
Interesting.
And I don't know. I guess I'll take you, behind, in the cast only areas. And, I feel like I really want to do it because I'm curious to know if it's gonna be one of those things where I'm actually gonna learn something, or if it's stuff that Disney nerds already know about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know a few people that have done it. I haven't spoken to them about it yet, so I don't know. But I mean, well, it's cool to have these things going on, and I mean, the Halloween parties are so popular, and I think it's got to be people going back year after year because they love dressing up in the park.
I think that's also one of my main selling points is if you have an awesome costume and you want to have really good photographs with a good background, Disneyland is the place for it. The costume I wore last year was perfect to take a picture in front of the Haunted Mansion, obviously. And then this year, the same thing. Right.
I guess Disneyland is the perfect backdrop for some sweet photos, especially during the Halloween party because they have the spooky lighting and all that stuff. And I'd imagine you could meet Jack and Sally during the Halloween party because I think you can meet them during the day too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the lines.
The
lines are so long. I did meet them last year, not this year though.
Now they moved where their meet and greet was. I think it was last year. Now it's in a back alley in New Orleans Square, right?
Yeah, it's somewhere in New Orleans Square. It's I'm trying to remember the name of the store.
Yeah,
it's almost by the exit of Pirates.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
But when I met Jack and Sally a few years ago, they had them actually like out in the middle of New Orleans Square, which wasn't really that cool of a backdrop. Now they have a really sweet backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
But you could meet them at the Halloween party. Oh, if you wanted to take a picture with them, dressed like them. Yeah, I don't know. You missed your opportunity on that one. That was always next year.
Yep.
Alrighty. Any closing thoughts about Mickey's Halloween party?
I think it's good for the whole family, especially if you have little kids who are really into, obviously, Halloween, but are into candy. Because they give you so much candy.
Yeah, let's talk about the candy for a second here. Can you imagine how much candy you could buy for $75?
I know.
Way more than you could even obtain at the park. I don't know how much the tickets are. I think they're even more than that now, right? Aren't they $85 now?
They were $105.
What?
Something around that, and I think the price got inflated because you had early access to you had early entry to DCA or Disneyland. So they kind of made it a semi-park hopper, so I think that's what the price increase was for.
Did you have an option to not do that?
Yeah, you did. You could just go straight to Disneyland.
Oh, okay. I was saying, oh man, they're really it's like, that's as much as a regular admission to the park.
Well, if you bought a ticket to the party, it included it, but you didn't have to use it, if that made sense.
Oh, so what you're saying is if I wanted to buy a ticket to the party, whether I wanted to use it or not, it's gonna cost $105.
Yeah. They barely had any discounts for annual pass holders, which is kind of lame.
Wow, that's nuts. And what's crazy about it is that these parties keep selling out, and that's why they're doing it. They're trying to.
They know it makes money.
They're trying, and obviously that, but they raise the prices trying to regulate it. That's the thing that happens with Disney fans is that they raise the prices and people just, they keep paying it. They're just like, well,
yeah, they keep paying it.
I guess that's one less Frappuccino or this week or I don't know, or whatever, or not because they wait in line forever in Main Street to get a frap for the reason. Every time I walk by Starbucks, there's like 50 people in line. I'm just like, you paid all this money to come in here, and this is what you want to do? All right. It's like Starbucks every 4 feet every time you walk around. Anyways, I always got my little rants in there. I don't know, man. I feel it seems really cool, and I would love to go. But it's tough as an annual pass holder to justify throwing down that cash. If you're visiting the parks, yeah, for sure. Just like when I was visiting Florida, I was considering going. This is fun to be there, but I heard it was the same, and I had multi-park tickets, so I was going to be in Magic Kingdom like 2 days after that in a row, and it just didn't really seem to make sense for me to throw down that extra money just because they have some spooky projections around or something. Because my whole life is filled with spooky projections all the time. So, Halloween is year round around my parts. So, but anyways, well, thanks for sharing your time with us here. And you did write about your adventures firsthand, a little more personal and in depth, which we'll have you'll have a link to that post in the show notes. So yeah, I guess if the tickets are still available and you're into it, guys, hop on it. I don't know if they're all sold out yet or not. There's got to be some.
I think they are actually.
That's nice. So we're literally.
No.
Wow.
Well, when we went that day, they did still have some available, but I think you had to buy them at the park.
Oh, so,
but don't quote me.
Oh, so they make them some available at the park. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting. It was just weird. I remember the first year that I was going to be around here for it was 2015, and I really procrastinated on buying the tickets, and all of them sold out. So it was like as soon as they went on sale in 16, we bought them because we were just like, it felt like, how could I, the host of the Creepy Kingdom podcast, be deprived of Mickey's Halloween party? They should at least had it, save some tickets for me. No, I'm just a commoner, I have no special privileges. I figured I wanted to experience it at least once, and I had a great time when I went. So
I think at least once is pretty good for anybody.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just saying for making an annual thing, I want something new. I want something new there. For me personally, maybe some other people don't feel that way because these shows keep selling out. It's nuts. I don't know, man. Good times. But anyways, thanks for coming on and sharing your times with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. If people want to find you on social media, how do they do it?
I'm mainly on Instagram as what is my handle? It's Sokai_Camacho. You spell that as SOK. No. SOCKAI_CAMACHO.
So that's the first time you had to spell your Instagram username.
Sorry.
What does your username mean?
It's a long story. It's one of those middle school things that just sticks with you for life.
Middle school? How old are you?
I'm 26.
All right. I was like, I thought you were an adult. I was like, you have to be an adult to be on the podcast. I mean,
It's a nickname that just stuck with me all day.
All right. You just decided to bring it into Instagram. I got it.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, no, you post a lot of fun stuff on there of your cosplays and going to cons and all that stuff. So, yeah, check her out on social media. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks.
This episode of Creepy Kingdom is brought to you by Bat in Your Belfry. Bat in Your Belfry is a collection of original macabre art and art pieces, with many Haunted Mansion and Nightmare Before Christmas inspired prints available. They also have pieces inspired by Harry Potter, The Witch, Edgar Allan Poe, Chernobog, Krampus, and so much more. Check out etsy.com/shop/bat in your belfry. That's etsy.com/shop/bat in your belfry.